Now return to It's Supernatural.
Hello, Sid Roth here with Mary Jo Pennington, and she's affectionately called by her granddaughter, Ma Jo. And Ma Jo, you got the shock of your life. Your granddaughter, you fall, knock her off of the top of the sliding bar. She falls down something like 9 feet onto cement, but she falls in almost a suspended state where she changes her position. Your husband said there is no human explanation. Then you hear her talking on the telephone to her mother, and she said, 6
big angels caught her, and Zoom took her up to heaven.
Now, then I'm sure if it had been me, I would have questioned my granddaughter at that point. What'd you do?
Well, we were so surprised that we couldn't think of anything intelligent to ask her, so we asked her what color were their robes and their wings, and their robes were white and their wings were white, shiny, sparkling, and the angels themselves glowed. And when they had, I said, how big were they? She said, really big. Their hands were this wide, like from here to here. And they were warm and glistery and glowy. And when they hold my hand, she said, when they hold my hand glowed too. They made her light up like a light bulb. She shone like a light bulb.
Now, where did they take her?
Well, they took her up. She said they passed all the things that she likes, the trees, the birds. They passed an airplane that was taken off, and they were going straight up, and the plane was going sideways. She looked back, and the earth was getting smaller and smaller. When she first saw it, it was like rounded, and then it got to where it was like a little ball. And then they got to a place, it was way beyond the stars, that there was a stairway that had angels going back and forth up to heaven, and her 6 angels and her continued up the stairway. And when they got to they told her to look ahead, and it was like there was this big glowing. She said she thought they were going to land on the sun. It was so glowing, and they got closer and closer, but it wasn't hot. It just was glowing like the sun, but much brighter. And when they landed, she was in front of a gate, and a small angel that had been coming up along with her up the stairs came over to the gate and tickled the gate with her feather, and the gate laughed and swung open.
Now, when she went into heaven, she saw some babies. Tell me about that.
Yes, she said an angel came out to tell her where was Jesus, and then took her to the baby place. And the baby place that she first was taken to was a really big, really large, beautiful building, and in it were lots of tables that are very soft, and Jesus and the angels were working on little babies that Victoria could hold in her hand, and they were making them whole. And the babies, even though they stayed little, they instantly, as Jesus made them whole, had mental capacity to be able to speak and understand. And they were made strong to where they could use their arms and their legs, but they stayed little. They grow as the normal size that they would on the earth, but when they're made whole, they have full mental capacities.
Now, in your book, you talk about some terminology she uses about, she said that
Yes.
the baby was squeezed out. Explain
Yes.
that.
She went to this other room that had a beautiful baby room, and this little baby, the first baby she saw, she said her was squeezed out of her mommy before her was old enough to live. And we met several babies there that were, and then she started to tell me about a little baby that had gone full term, but she started to look kind of sick when she told me about her. She said she was the garbage baby.
You know what, a 4-year-old,
Yeah.
is there any way a 4-year-old would know about abortion?
No, there's no way. But each of the babies that had been aborted were this little, and they were squeezed out before they were old enough to live. And then the garbage baby was left at a dumpster, and it died. And when the garbage baby told her that story, she became a little sad. And they went and got a kangaroo, came and put him in her pouch. It was a warm place for this little baby to be. And the kangaroo actually took him for a ride out in this beautiful park. And Victoria couldn't fit all the way in, and she hung her legs out, and they went bouncing. They would bounce as high as the sky. And
you know what? If she was making this whole thing up, here's the deal as I see it. Number one, the way she fell, with not anything even broken, you can tell there's something supernatural. To me, I don't have a better explanation than angels caught her. And for a 4-year-old to have such a graphic description of abortion, but it gets even more exciting than that. She sees things in heaven that we read about in the scriptures. Again, there'd be no way she could know these facts, but let's go to a clip of a report on the children she saw in heaven.
There was 8 boys, 8 girls. There was 8 boys, 8 girls.
We'll be right back to It's Supernatural.